morning. How are we? Wednesday. Coming towards the end of winter. Global warming, hey? Morning, troopers. When you're a freckly kid and it's still winter. So the race review vlog. So welcome to Nero Does Race Review. Title sequence. I think the concept worked. It was very tough to actually try and put that together. So what are we doing? But I hope maybe some of it came across. I think what was most interesting about it was like Sean's description of the race was really interesting.
A couple of guys try solo attacks by themselves.
It didn't resemble at all what I thought happened in the race. I don't think that's what happened. And what Toby thought in the race.
It's not even close to that last week's race.
It kind of proved the point that doing that kind of thing is massively beneficial. What else is on today? Well, like I described last week, today's Wednesday. Something different ride-wise. We're going to do that. I'm not really making any sense here, so I'm going to take the girls over and we'll go from there.
When wombats leave the nest, they just walk off into the bush one day and don't come back.
Just doing a post office run. So warm. So we're going to try a slightly different ride this afternoon, but more importantly, what I wanted to quickly talk to you about is weight. That was a really, really important letter. So you know the backstory. Tried to lose weight for Nationals last year, got pretty fast at going up hills, but then kept getting sick. Woken up with stomach cramps, a bit of diarrhea, which meant I wasn't very fast going up hills. What? It's raining. It's actually starting to rain. Kept the weight down, kept getting sick.
It's a race day, so guess what? Chris is feeling a little bit under the weather.
Things like Mansfield. So kind of gave that concept up.
Pineapple Carnival.
Okay, where am I going with this? But when I say gave that away, what does that mean? Am I just eating whatever the hell I want, whenever the hell I want? No. And this is kind of the dilemma that I'm in at the moment. Okay, so maybe this is just specific to my situation, but our house right now is Catherine is sick, Kira is sick. A little bit sick? How's Kiwi feeling? Elizabeth is sick. Yeah, sure, if I lived in a bubble and was able to just totally control my surroundings, then yeah, probably I could drop to really, really low race weights and smash it on race day and get away with it. But the risk is there for me. So how do I do this leading into races? Leading into hilly races like Tassie? Do I try and drop weight for it? Let's go on the bike and talk. Oh, there's no battery left. Bugger. Vlog fail. No battery on the camera. You know, one of the main reasons we ride is that you can pretty much just eat whatever you want because, well, that's part of the glory of riding. One solution I've come up with at the moment is eat more on the bike because otherwise you turn into a weird just about dead on the camera, which is probably a good thing because I just spent the last 40 minutes riding out here with Jessie to Parra Park talking about this nutrition stuff, and we're kind of no closer to really giving you guys any real interesting info. All I will say is this: what I've started to do recently is making sure I eat a lot more on the bike to avoid that real hunger crank afterwards. That's the thing for me, is the real struggle to be able to back up for training days, and I've found hydration and nutrition on the bike is the key to that. This poor person is wondering why I'm talking, but anyway, that's kind of where we're at. If we come up with anything else, we'll let you know.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're alright. Chatting away here. I haven't been out here for yonks. The ride out, absolutely awesome. Probably the best cycle path I've been on, certainly in Sydney. An hour door to door from Balmain. Gonna do a little hour here. For me on this 3-hour ride, I'm taking 2 of the fruit drops, the scratch fruit drops, and 3 bars. 2 water bottles, I've already filled up 1, so we're on 3 already. Avoiding that kind of binge eat is my kind of theory at the moment. Look, the big problem with opening up this conversation is I'm not a dietitian. The whole point of this vlog is just to be telling you guys what I do, and hopefully someone writes something below that's actually, speaking of useful, maybe I should do something useful. In today's musings with a mammal, which is basically what I've described this rabble that I'm going on with, eating more on a bike, that's where I grew up. By the way, I grew up in Balmain as well. Wow, this has now turned into a tour around Balmain with a mammal. Wow. I think I have to be big enough to admit that long chat didn't really work. For those of you not in Sydney, it's probably not that interesting. What I will quickly say is, on that 3-hour ride, I ran 3 bars, so 2 of those, 1 of those, 2 fruit drops, and 2 bottles full of this and 1 with water in it. I actually find training with this really good just because it mimics the gel but doesn't give the side effects of the gel. Do I need to get, what do I need to get for dinner there, Liz? See, the other thing I was alluding to in today's episode of Musings with a Mammal was Parramatta Cycleway. Look, we are really good in Sydney about complaining about bike infrastructure, and we don't give credit where credit's due because that new bike path is frigging awesome. Though it did bring up an interesting question on the ride back. So it's a cycle path, right? A shared cycle path with pedestrians and that kind of thing, though it is predominantly used by bikes. When you are coming up to a pedestrian who is walking the same direction as you, do you have a set regime for notifying said pedestrian of your presence? Now, I was thinking a bit about it, and I found myself, you kind of make a quick decision about whether you think that person will be more startled by announcing that you're coming and therefore maybe step the wrong direction. For example, a quick shout of, on your right! On your right, guys! Can often mean they're stepping to their right. Disaster. The other option is no notification at all, which avoids the danger of that step. On the flip side, scares the living crap out of them because they don't know you're coming. And I don't think there's one rule for this. Like, it seems to be, it depends on the person, the age group, the demographic. Do they have kids? Do they not have kids? Hats off to, I think it's Parramatta City Council, and I'm pretty sure Ride Council are involved with that as well. I can't see a friggin' thing, so probably put a camera away. They're the Sydney e-bikes. I'd actually never seen them. Sunday's vlog, structured, organised, planned. Today, we just didn't quite get there, did we? Now, Bo's Bowl is on. Friday ride, 620 horse corner for anyone interested. Take the good with the bad, rough with the smooth.
What is all this pasta? I hear you, the only child I know who's I'll get taken off pasta all day.